Oh, check this out, Matthew. This is not our father's Camaro. What do you think?
I think it looks a little high speed. Yeah,
beautiful.
Nice.
This is the 2010 version. There are a lot of positive things going on in the automobile industry. Did you know now is actually a great time to buy a new car?
Listen, I think everything's on sale. I
We
completely
agree with
buy into that. Yeah. Newly named ADAMM President is Jim Tolkan, who's here with us to kind of get us revved up this morning. This is your second day on the job, Jim.
It is.
And already they've thrown you to the dogs and said, hey, go do some TV. So welcome.
Thank you.
And start at the very beginning. ADAMM means what? It's
the Auto Dealers Association of Mega Milwaukee. So it's an association that represents all the new car dealers in the 4 or 5 county area surrounding Milwaukee.
Yeah, and there's 124 new car dealers in southeastern Wisconsin. What's the mission? What's the goal of ADAMM? What do you guys do?
The goal of ADAMM is to provide services, including purchasing forms and items needed at a dealership, education services for the dealers, education for the dealers. We have a charitable operation, and to answer any questions consumers may have regarding the process of doing business with a new car dealer.
Can you explain this? This has been a lot of what's been in the news recently with President Obama just talking about cash for clunkers. And there seems to be some, it's a little gray, or maybe it's not. Maybe I just need an intelligent Jim Tolkan to explain it to me.
Well, it's a little gray. Final regulations still have to be completed, but the basics aren't gray at all. What it provides is if you have a used car, 1984 or newer, and if you purchase a new car between now and November 1st, you can receive from the government $3,500 or up to $4,500, depending on how much better the new vehicle is in terms of gas mileage. The only requirement, however, is the vehicle that's being traded in has to be shredded or salvaged. So the only amount you'll actually get for that trade-in vehicle would be the salvage value.
Wow, that's an amazing incentive to get a new car. And that's just one of the incentives going on right now, because now is actually a really good time to buy a car,
It's a great time to buy a car.
Give us some other reasons why. Are there cash incentives?
All the manufacturers have cash incentives, and some of the manufacturers that historically stayed away from cash incentives currently have them. Or in the alternative to cash incentives, there's unbelievable financing rates. Financing as low as 0% for 72 months. And in addition, if you buy a car between now and the end of December, any state sales tax you pay on that vehicle it can also be used as a deduction against your tax liability.
Is this a good time for somebody who's a little negative in a car to be getting into a new car? Or is that still going to be a problem?
Negative in what respect?
A little backwards with your loan. You know, you have a bigger loan than your car's worth.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
If you have really good credit,
right.
The car manufacturers are still really, really anxious to sell vehicles. So even if you have reverse equity in your car and you have really good credit, more likely than not, you'll be able to find a way to get your new car.
And I'm sure you guys at ADAMM hear that a lot, because you not only help car buyers make the best decisions for them, you also help car dealers too,
Absolutely.
right? How do you help the dealers?
Well, in many fashions. First of all is education. ADAMM provides tech training for their technicians, provides sales training for new sales associates and existing sales associates, provide them with details regarding cash for clunkers, provide them details regarding the state sales tax incentive. If they have questions regarding a state franchise law, we provide the information. And one of the things that we also do is we're involved in a advertising program where we self-police our own industry. And it's administered by the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee Department of Consumer Affairs. So they search every television ad, TV ad, radio ad, newspaper ad to make sure all those ads comply with all state statutes and regulations. And if they don't, advise the dealer's given an opportunity to rectify it, and almost always they do so. So not only does it keep the dealers advertising in an ethical and legal manner, it assures the public, buying public, that the advertising also complies with all those state statutes and regulations.
Sounds like a lot of good things are happening in the automobile
Well,
industry right now.
I was just thinking that we've heard so much negative things. I mean, the auto industry has had just a heck of a year.
They certainly have.
And is there a silver lining? Where do you see the future going for the auto industry?
There absolutely is a silver lining. Of the dealers I've spoken to in the last several weeks, they've noticed an increase in traffic. Sales have increased. The latest statistics came out, and the reduction in sales is lessening. The amount of traffic, people looking at vehicles, is increasing. And for those dealers that survive this downturn, there'll be fewer outlets to sell more cars because there's a huge pent-up demand. This year, they're going to sell about 9 to 10 million new vehicles. Historically, the last 3 or 4 years, 16 to 17 million, and there's an obsolescence rate of about 700,000 to 800,000 vehicles per year that aren't being replaced as they normally would. So as I see it, in the next year or two, there'll be slight increases, and after that, the increase in sales should be huge.
That's great. So
Can
many
you see
benefits.
why they named this guy the Prez?
He's a good president of ADAMM, absolutely. And again, so many incentives out there. If you're in the market to buy a new car, there's cash incentives, low interest rates, and that cash for clunkers just signed into law. For more information, you can go to adamm.org. It's ADAMM.org. For any of your questions, people can get a hold of you and you'll help them answer your questions about a new car.
Absolutely. There's another great website to go to, and that would be www.cars.gov. And that lays out the entire law and all the requirements to get up to $4,500 for a car that might be worth nothing.
Fantastic. Jim Tolkan, thank you so much for being with us
Thank
today.
you.
Thank you.
Still ahead, a must-see list for the remainder of Summerfest.
And up next, look out marshmallows, because here we come. After the break, non-traditional s'mores recipes for all kinds of taste buds.
And for more information about any of the guests featured on our show, you can check out themorningblend.com.